Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I had a request from one of you guys asking me to do a video on how I project, so I figured I would do this video on the methods of projection that I use and that I know about, and let's get started. The first method is known as the direct method, also known as the mind awake, body asleep method. This is, I would say, probably one of the most commonly known ones, and basically how this works is you're going to do exactly what it says, mind awake, body asleep. So you're going to want to lie down, probably on a bed, so before you're going to sleep or kind of when you wake up, or if you're going to take a nap, this would be the best time to do it because you want to be tired, so that way your body can fall asleep. But what you have to do is you have to lie completely still until your body goes to sleep, and while your mind is still awake. It can be very difficult for some people to lie completely still and kind of ignore all the itches on their face and just get into a good space where you're able to project. Personally, I've never actually successfully projected using this method, so I prefer to use other methods, which I'll talk about in a second. Just because it doesn't work for me doesn't mean it won't work for you. We're all different, so all of our projection methods will be quite individualized. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't work the first day. I mean, you're literally trying to detach from your physical body, so it's not going to be the easiest thing. So, give yourself time. Don't rush things. This will just happen in an organic manner and you'll project when you're ready. With the direct method, you'll go through several phases. So when you're lying completely still, you'll go through a phase where your face or your body will become extremely itchy. You'll just get a lot of itchy spots, and when you go to scratch it, they're known as like false itches. So, or what I call them as false itches, because when you go to scratch it, the itch goes away. So basically this is just your body testing to see if your mind is still awake. So if you ignore these itches, then your body's going to think, okay, the mind's asleep, so it's okay for me to fall asleep. And then this will move you into the next step. People often report feeling vibrations or waves of energy. This is kind of where I've gotten doing the direct method. You feel these pulsations and you can almost attribute sounds to it. It sounds like a at least that's how I would describe it. It kind of feels like you're moving when you're not. Your body might feel distorted, so even though you know you're lying flat, it might seem like you're like this, which is really weird, but sometimes it feels like that. People report hearing a very high-pitched noise and kind of like a popping sound, and then at that point you know that you can leave your body. However, I've never experienced these, so I can't say from my own experience that this is how it is, but this is what most people report. The second method is known as the indirect method, naturally. If there's a direct method, there'll be an indirect method. Basically, the way that this one works is when you're asleep and you first wake up, you have a couple seconds of leeway space where you can automatically, you just think about projecting, and just you thinking about it, since you're already in such a relaxed state because you just came out of sleep, your body you'll just project anyways, just using your pure will and intent. So this one I think is more of a go-to for me because I find it easier and doesn't take as much time. With the direct method, for me it takes like 45 minutes just to feel the vibrations. With this I can just go to sleep, and when I wake up I can just think about projecting and boom, like I just project. So another tip for this method is practicing to stay completely still when you're waking up and not open your eyes right away. So when you first wake up from sleep, if you actually think about it, usually you'll come out of sleep and you start moving or you open your eyes, and it's very difficult to train yourself to be awake inside your mind and not have your eyes open and not move as soon as you wake up. But all you have to do is just practice and you'll get better, and then eventually it'll just become second nature. The last method, I don't really think there's a name for it, but it's just getting to projection using dreams. So I guess you could call this a dream to astral projection method. So usually how this one will work is when you're dreaming, you become lucid in your dream, also known as lucid dreaming. For those of you that don't know what lucid dreaming is, it is when you become consciously aware that you're dreaming. So when we're asleep, our frontal cortex, usually which contains the rational thinking and critical thinking, that is usually dormant, more or less dormant. And this is just this part becoming awake, so you can critically think about your surroundings and you know that you're dreaming. Get to astral projection using this method. So when you become lucid in a dream, all you have to do is just think about astral projecting, and then just like with the indirect method, just this pure will and intent, your body's already in a super or an extremely relaxed state that you can just detach. So personally, I use the last two methods. These ones work best for me. Through my experience, usually with the second method and the third method, you usually just bypass all the stages. It kind of just happens, at least for me. Sometimes if I'm using the indirect method, I'll wake up and when I think about projecting, I'll feel those vibrations, but I never hear like a high-pitched noise and I never feel a popping sensation. Usually for me, it's like I feel this expansion in energy and it kind of feels colder or more free or less limited. I guess there are a couple ways to describe it, and then once I have that feeling, then I know that I can leave. Like I said before, we're all unique and we're all different, so our astral projection methods will be quite individualized, so just because it feels this way for me, it doesn't mean that it'll feel that way for you. The biggest tip that I can give you is just do trial and error and have patience. If you guys have any questions or requests about any video topics that you want me to do, just comment down that below. I'd also love to hear about your astral projecting experiences. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!